What's up, gamers? This is That PlayStation Gamer coming to you guys with a brand new video. So, I was kind of in the mood to do something a little bit more, I guess you'd say, off the cuff, non-reactionary, non-newsworthy, but stuff that I just kind of want to talk about because, honestly, at this point, there's not much to talk about, if I'm being honest. So, let's talk about Crapgamer. Now, Crapgamer is one of those people that I'm pretty sure you've heard of. I'm pretty sure most of us, the commentary, YouTube circles, have at least heard of once. And this is the man who infamously was roasted by Phil Spencer for canceling his pre-order of Quantum Break, because Quantum Break at the time was announced to come to PC, which now, that's not shocking at all. In fact, it's almost kind of, the norm at this point, games to come from console to PC or just launch on both. And PlayStation's doing it, Microsoft's doing it, all the cool kids doing it. But I feel like Crap has kind of never really evolved past his Xbox days. So if you guys don't know, Crapgamer was part of the BGST crew. Now, if you don't know who a BGST is, it was Big Gamer Small Talk. This was a podcast, I guess you say fanboy centric, Xbox fanboy centric podcast. Did I say that right? Basically, where they would get a bunch of guys who like Xbox and they would talk and try to downplay certain things that were going on. So, like, for example, if Sony, sold 10 million, units, they would try to sit there and say, well, it's only 10 million units. That's no big deal. And they would do reactions to, obviously, like Sony press conferences, Xbox press conferences, and all that. And this is also, where they infamously are just, the most satirical person towards PlayStation at the time. But a lot of these people have kind of, toned down. They've decided, hey, you know what? I can't do this shit anymore. But Crapgamer still does this stuff to this day. And it's so fascinating because the man's content has changed very little. And it kind of makes you wonder, why does he do this? Why is Crap still, almost 5 years later, doing the same exact thing? These clickbaity, thumbnails, these titles and shit like that. Why is he doing it? And I really think it comes down to one thing. He's desperate. Most people, after the Xbox One fanboy days, kind of just they checked out. Most of them were checked out. Mooch, after what happened with him, he checked out. He was like, you know what? I gotta just play I just gotta try to be unbiased. Most people, if you guys are familiar with what happened to Mooch, basically someone went far back in his Instagram and they found pictures of him and his kids. And people call this doxing, but I'm like, it's not really doxing because literally the guy just rebranded his Instagram as, the Mooch when he prior was showing pictures of his kids and, his actual face. And a part of me is, feels conflicted about that because, on one hand, you put yourself out there, so it's is it really doxing? But at the same time, if he wanted the stuff to be known, he would have, obviously put it on his channel. I don't know. But going back to Crap, him and Mooch were, very close. To the point that Mooch and Crap had a podcast together, and they would do it, I think it was every Saturday. And they even got, other smaller YouTubers, guys like Livewire Gaming. If I talk about that guy, I might actually lose my brain cells, the very few I have left from being a Last of Us fanboy. Just because, man, oh man, this is when Xbox fanboys were at their absolute peak. This is when you could tell they are doing everything in their power to milk this shit. And it wasn't just, Crap and Mooch. It was Next Gen 720. It was just this golden age of Xbox fanboy content. It was everywhere. There was piles of this stuff. Their entire other YouTube channels would be based around talking about these guys and how they would be brought up from time to time. There was even other, I guess you would say YouTube, podcasts, gaming podcasts, called Weapon Wheel Podcasts, where they would mention these guys. And they were kind of the counter BGST, but I think they might have existed technically more. I see, this is why I don't script my videos, folks. I kind of just go on this tangents, but it's that's kind of the thing about Crap. There really isn't much to talk about. Like, he really, at the end of the day, is just sad. Like, this guy was at one point what a lot of people consider like the king of the Xbox fanboys, to the point that when Black Bond, when he would still do his, corporate slave wars, Crap Gamer more than likely would make it into the top 4. And that's just from reputation alone. But as the years have progressed and fanboys have, obviously not just become Xbox fanboys, the world has just kind of left Crap behind. And now you look at his YouTube channel, man barely pulls in, I think, over 10K views. It's just, I know this is weird coming from a guy with a much smaller channel, but it's like, at least I could say I do this, at a loss. But Crap seemed like at one point he really was trying to like make this a lifestyle and make this a living. And yeah, he just he kind of fell by the wayside, just like most of these fanboys. It's so weird because like I remember, Crap Gamer even had a PlayStation community, thing on PSN. If you guys remember those, hi. That's kind of weird, right? I actually remember that, and I think Sony actually shut those down. And I actually met people, I'm pretty much sure that they're gonna be lifelong friends through that whole thing, because we would just sit there, just trash talk Crap Gamer all the time, and then we would just talk about other shit. We just talk about the games we were excited for and all that stuff. And one of these people I met through it is someone who I would call a very close friend of mine. If you guys don't know who it is, he's always in my comments section. I'll give you a hint. And it's kind of crazy. Like, through Crap Gamer, I met a awesome guy who's a great friend and someone I would pretty much jump on a knife for, but I'll make sure it doesn't land on a fucking, vital spot. Sorry. But yeah, Crap Gamer, just one of those people that sadly is kind of fate of time. He's just one of those people that's losing relevancy. He apparently has switched from going from an Xbox fanboy to a PlayStation fanboy to an Xbox fanboy to a PlayStation fanboy over and over and over. He tried to get in some feuds with like Griffin Gaming and Review Tech USA. It's just like, dude, stop. Yeah, just quit YouTube at this point. I know that he was on Mooch's podcast for a while there, Crossfire, but I think he left that because, well, I don't think he likes actually talking to people. Like, if you ever listen to Crap, he does not really seem like he cares about what he does. And the quality of the content speaks for itself. It's just bare minimum editing, bare minimum anything. The man will never stop making these fanboy-centric videos just so, I guess, the few fans he does have feel like that they're being validated. But until next time, guys, this is That PlayStation Gamer signing out. Crap Gamer, you're a legend in my book, but not for all the good reasons. And quite fucking frankly, I think YouTube's a little bit better without you. I know my channel certainly held a lot better without you. So until next time, guys, don't forget to press that like button, hit that subscribe, and all that YouTube algorithm BS. This is That PlayStation Gamer. Sign out. Y'all have a good day. Merry Christmas, by the way. If you don't celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. No, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy day that people, are going to freeze over because this freaking blizzard going on.